Hey everybody, welcome back to TechOdyssey. So today I'm here to take a look at the brand spanking new TCL 10 5G UW. Yes, it's finally here. I got to see this way back in January at CES, but you can pick it up now, today, which is the 27th of October. It's $399, and yes, as the name reflects, it has 5G. So I don't really know where else in the world you're going to pick up a phone running a Snapdragon 765, which is tons of power, especially in this price point. Same processor that's in the LG Velvet, same processor that's in the Pixel 5 at $400 with 5G in it. And it's got a beautiful 6.5-inch Next Vision display, which gives you 1080p. Lots of great stuff going on there, and we're going to talk about it in this video. But before we get into that, I do want to say if this is your first time stopping by the channel, I appreciate you being here. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. Now let's take a look at the TCL 10 5G UW. So I think the most remarkable thing to me in this entire package is the fact that it's $399. It looks and feels like a premium smartphone, fingerprint sensor on the back, 6 gigabytes of RAM, Snapdragon 765G. Now we're talking the same processor that's in the Velvet and in the Pixel, which are both much more expensive and also pretty reputable devices. I mean, Pixel 5, come on. This is a really solid phone. I've been using it for over a week now. Beautiful display, 6.53-inch LCD Next Vision display. TCL, of course, they're known for making nice screens. I mean, you walk into any Best Buy and you can see TCL series TVs all over the place. The 4 series, the 6 series. I own one of them. I bought one. I like it. So there's a lot of great things going on in this phone, especially for the price point. Whenever I saw this at CES back in January, I'm like, man, that is a good looking phone. And I like this fractal pattern that it has on the back. You can see as it catches the light. So it's got a glass back and it's built on an aluminum frame, so it feels nice, it feels premium, it's got a nice weight to it, but it's well balanced. It doesn't feel overly bulky. It's got a 19:5:9 aspect ratio, so the screen looks nice and you can hold it pretty well with one hand. It's got a nice flat display on it. It's not curved edge, which I actually like because you get that really nice, like full flat screen effect going on. It's not like, oh, here, I accidentally touched it on the side with my hand, or it's curved off and I've got this weird case on it. They did a good job with the design on this phone, and I gotta say, especially like I said, with this fractal looking pattern on the back, I do like it a lot. The cameras are bookended by these 2 LED flashes. It looks kind of like car headlights when you turn them on, which is kind of neat. Now, you might be thinking, apparently I just started a game. Now, you might be thinking, with the fingerprint sensor on the back, oh, it's a cheap phone. Only cheap phones have fingerprint sensors. 1, not true. 2, it's actually very functional. 1, you can press it, ta-da, and you can unlock the phone and go straight back into my game. But anyway, so you can unlock the phone, but then you can do other cool things like swipe down on it and you can get to the notification shade. Swipe up, make it go back away. Oh, you got lots of notifications? Let's go ahead and pull that back down again. Lots of notifications. Double tap on the back and it wipes all of them out. You know, some other cool things you can do with it here. I'm inside of a browser, I'm wherever, as long as you're not in the camera. As long as you're not in the camera, this works. And you can press and hold on the power button for like 2 seconds, takes you back to the home screen. So they use some of their ingenuity and their technological prowess to make the fingerprint sensor more than meets the eye. Maybe they could have called this a transformer. That would have been kind of cool. I'm sure they would have been sued for that, for copyright. But either way, So one of the things I want to talk about real quick is the 5G. Everybody's all excited about the 5G stuff right now. Well, one thing that's really exciting about this, other than the fact that it's a budget price phone, you see it, I'm not saying it's a budget phone because it feels very much like a premium phone. It's a budget price phone, and it's a very good mid-tier price phone. Most of the other phones running a Snapdragon 765G are at least $599. So to be able to get this for $399 and it works on Verizon's network is really impressive. And people that want to use Verizon, there are a lot of them. I know them. I know people that just switched recently. It's a great network. But yes, you can't always just pick up a phone that's running 5G for $400 and run it on Verizon. You can't pick up a phone for $399 that's running 5G on any network, really, that I know of. So this right here comes in. I think this is a game changer when it comes to TCL. And the UW, you're probably wondering what that stands for. The TCL 10 5G UW. UW stands for ultra wideband, and that's just one of the names that Verizon uses when they talk about their 5G network. So Pretty cool there. Some of the other things, we've got the USB-C charging on the bottom. It has reverse charging on there, so if you have the special adapter and cable, you can recharge your accessories. That works out well because it's got a 4,500 milliamp battery, which will get you all the way through the day, no problem, especially since you don't have a high refresh rate on the screen. It's not 90, it's not 120, it's just 60, but at $399, I really wouldn't have any expectation, especially with the 5G chipset, that it would be doing that. Headphone jack on the top. And it's got Bluetooth 5.0, and one cool thing about this phone is you can actually connect it up to 4 different audio devices at once. So you can connect 4 different sets of headphones with this and control them from the phone, which is pretty cool. One other nice thing that I want to talk about. Since this phone has some power behind it, Snapdragon 765G, if you want to play some games, you can do it. You can play PUBG on your medium settings. You can play Call of Duty Mobile on here with no problem. If you're like me and you really like the new game Among Us, actually it's really not that new, it just got popular lately. You can play Among Us on here. Totally cool, especially with this immersive 6.53-inch display. One thing I wanted to talk about is if you've got an Xbox and you've got an Xbox Ultimate Game Pass account, you can get the Xbox app on here and you can stream the games on it. You can play Xbox Game Pass, which is really nice. You can connect your Xbox controller to this because of the Bluetooth, and then you can play Xbox games on here that are on the cloud. So cloud-based Xbox gaming, because 1, it's got enough power to do it, 2, it's a streaming service, and then 3, you've got this beautiful display to play it on with the 4,500 milliamp battery, so you can play for quite a while. Battery life is great, lasts you all day, no problem. For some people who are not heavy users like me, it'll probably last you into the next day. Now, one thing is, it is a little bit on the dim side. Now, it has the Next Vision display, so you get the HDR10. It really enhances the contrast, the blacks, all that stuff, the dynamic lighting. It looks really good. You can play HDR10 content. That's great. But I wish it were a little bit brighter. When you walk outside with this thing and it's full brightness, it does seem a little on the dim side, and there's some times where I'm like, all right, I need to turn this brightness up. So for me, with the brightness on full blast all the time. It has 1 speaker on it, downward firing, sounds perfectly good. I wish it had stereo speakers because I've been, kind of spoiled and stuff. But for $399 with 5G and this big display and all that other good stuff, I'm not really gonna say that it's bad that it doesn't have 2 speakers, but I wish that it did. On the back here, we've got 3 different cameras. We've got the 48 megapixel primary shooter, which is what you take all your normal photos with. It's also capable of 4K video up to 30 frames per second, which is pretty darn good. You've got the 8 megapixel ultra wide, and then you've also got the 5 megapixel macro lens camera. The macro lens camera is what enables you to take the really cool, super up close, zoomed in photos like you see on National Geographic and all these other places where they've got it up real close on like a little bug or a water bead that's on a leaf or something, and you've got that high quality detail. The 5 megapixels is what allows you to do that. And on some of the lower budget phones, you see the 2 megapixels, and those just are not on the same level as this. Even though it's only 5 megapixels, that makes a world of a difference when it comes to macro photography. But overall, really impressed with the camera's photos that I got here. Nighttime, daytime, pretty much whenever, and even the portrait shots on the front and on the back is capable of doing both, and they both look good. But let's go ahead and dive in, take a look at these video samples that I took real quick so you can get a feel for what the video quality is like. Now we have, this is 1080p at 60 frames per second, and it does have the electronic image stabilization on it as well. So when you're out walking around, when you're doing stuff that have motion, or like when you're walking and it just kind of jostles the camera and stuff like that, this gives it a nice smoother appearance as opposed to the 30 frames per second, and kind of takes some of the edge off of it and makes things look a little bit more crisp. But overall, I think that the video capabilities on here are pretty decent, especially considering the phone costs less than $400 and it has 5G, so pretty neat. So this is with 1080p on 30 frames per second. I'm out walking around still just so I could test this out, and you can get a feel for what it looks like outside, nice and sunshiny today. This is limited to 1080p at 30 frames per second on the front-facing camera, but what's interesting is it does actually go down to 480p, which was kind of surprising to me. But this is really just to get out, test the video quality, and let you see what the stabilization looks like, what the video quality looks like, and then also the audio in case you want to use this as a shooter for your video and things like that. So since we've been looking at this phone, we just got done looking at the video's solid, we've looked at the camera's solid, we've talked about the specs, we talked about 5G, what else is there? Well, there's the interface. It does have TCL's interface on here, which is basically non-existent. There's not a whole lot there. Basically, they kind of throw like their nice little Next Vision display and some of the stuff where you can enhance and change the different color profiles, HDR, brightness, all that good stuff. Some of the added features for like the fingerprint sensor and all that jazz. But it's a really nice experience. It's nice, it's zippy, it's easy to use. It feels just like any other Android phone. And on top of that, the haptic feedback is nice. It's nice to type on. I really don't have any complaints about this phone. At $399, it's really hard to complain about something that's got a fantastic processor. Like I said, 765G is a solid Snapdragon processor. It's been in a lot of really reputable phones, gives you plenty of power, gives you that 5G experience, which you can even use on Verizon. And you can play games, you get all the great stuff that goes along with that, and it's just a nice looking phone. The only real downside to me when it comes to getting a phone like this is that it doesn't have a lot of accessories. You're going to have a hard time getting screen protectors, cases, and things like that. It's perfectly fine to carry around like this, but yeah, you'd have to worry about nicks and dings and scratches and all that stuff. And since TCL is not the biggest phone manufacturer in the world, there's not a bunch of people lined up to make cases for them. I hope there will be some more. I'm sure you'll be able to pick some up on Amazon or eBay as they come up with some third-party cases. I got this spec case that they sent out with my reviewer kit. I don't know if this is going to be available. I hope so, because this is a pretty solid case. It's got the spec name attached to it, and that would be great for anybody who buys this phone. So that's about all I have with regard to the TCL 10 5G UW. Again, solid phone, $399. I forgot to mention this earlier, but it has 128 gigabytes of storage, expandable with an additional 256. So all the storage you want, extra storage capacity, 6 gigabytes of RAM, the 3 cameras on the back. It's got pretty much everything you could ask for, and I don't really know anything else out there that competes with this in the $399 price point. It's a really impressive phone. It works great, it feels premium, which is something that really is important at this price point, because not only does, yes, it have the great performance with the Snapdragon 765, not only does it have the 5G, and it's compatible with Verizon's network, it just kind of brings everything together, and then it feels like, a really nice phone. It does, and that's a great compliment to TCL for this device, because I think this might be, aesthetically and form factor wise, it might be my favorite. Now, it doesn't have the AMOLED panel like the TCL 10 Pro does, but this is a really complete phone, and there's not really, like I said, anything else really can go compare it to out on the market at this price point, because this kind of has everything. Yeah, it would be nice if it had an AMOLED display. It would be nice if it had stereo speakers. It would be nice if it had IP68 dust and water resistance or wireless charging, but then it wouldn't be $399. And then it would be less special because it would cost more money. So I think what they put in here is a very fine-tuned set of specs that give you a great performance, a premium feeling design and body, something that you can walk around with and somebody will go, wow, that looks nice, which is not something that you used to get at the $300 or $400 price point. It's a sharp-looking phone. And before you go into this thinking, oh, this is like he's getting paid to say all this, blah, blah, blah. No, this is not a sponsored video. This is not something I'm being compensated for. This is not even something TCL is getting to see before you do. I'm posting this and then they're going to have to watch it and hope that I didn't say, man, this phone looks and works like crap, because it doesn't. So, totally objective, unbiased. Now, all that being said, I think it's a great deal for $399. If you're interested in picking one up, go out and grab one. I think you'll be happy with it. I think that it does enough and checks enough boxes that it has a wide range of appeal for a lot of people, and it doesn't break the bank. So that's all I've got. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comments section. I'll get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.